Hall.
Bend over and I'll show you. You've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold. I wasn't talking to you.
The Rob and Kale Podcast.
And welcome to the Rob and Kale Podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. My buddy is in the upstate. He is Mr. Carolina Jackpot. He is everybody's favorite Santa Claus, Mr. Cale Hall. Cale, what's up, buddy?
Not a whole lot. How are you doing this evening?
I was hoping you'd break out with ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. Wife says you got to stay away from the hose, but anyway.
Well, she doesn't not necessarily know what's good for me. But, okay.
Anyway. All right.
Here
So, anyway, Jackpot done threw me off now. All right. So the link is in the bio right there. If you want to join the show this evening, we can react to the first round playoff games. If you want to talk about Clemson and their loss, we'll be happy to go at you with that. We can talk about whatever it is you want to get out there. So there you go. If you want to join the program, the link is in the description. Also, the updated standings for the first 6 games for the Callaway's Bowl Pick'em Challenge is up. Now, remember, the second form is going to come out tomorrow. You want to make sure that you pick in that one because that will have the rest of the games up to the championship game. Because now we have the semifinal matchups. We have the bowl. We have the the lines out for those. So we'll be putting that.
Yeah, but we don't have the. What is it? The quarter. What's first? The quarterfinal, semifinal. Which one?
So it's the opening round, and then first round, then quarters, and then semis.
So we don't have the matchup for the semis, right? So when are you going to?
So I'll put those out. I'll let you see the dates on those, but we'll definitely we'll definitely have all that up there. But I want to give that people plenty of time to check those out and get their picks in. So, all right, pretty cool stuff there. Anyway, we can also look at we can also talk about those matchups that are coming up too. Notre Dame and Georgia. Kind of spicy there, Jackpot, with maybe no Carson Beck. Kind of interesting.
I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing.
Well, give us your thoughts on the first set of games, brother. What did you think about the first set?
I mean, it was it was a belt to ass kind of weekend, pretty much. I mean, and I made some picks there. As I've said, I don't know. I made some picks. Usually I pick with my heart, not my head, and it cost me. And there were several there where I tried to pick with my head, not my heart, because I thought that we might get some good efforts there from Indiana and SMU and shit and Tennessee. This didn't happen. Did not happen at all for either one of them.
Which game shocked you the most? Because mine was, and I'm not trolling here, mine was Tennessee. I thought Tennessee was going to play much better than they did.
Oh, yeah, that one did shock me the most. That one definitely shocked me the most. I mean, they just got dominated. I mean, I would have thought, they brought 40,000 fans up here, and we did this, we did that. Got our video thing playing. We've been trolling all week long. We've been talking shit for 2 weeks solid. Just got exposed. And Look, so what? I mean, yeah, your running back was out, but I mean that quarterback, Nico, is garbage. I mean, the guy's not good. I mean, he's not. I mean, I think they got either a high 4-star or a low 5-star coming in, George McIntyre or something, I think, this year. I mean, I'm not sure that he doesn't get a look because this Nico experiment's not working out too good. I mean, I know Ohio State's a good team, but, I mean, paid him $8 million. I think you probably expect him to perform against good teams, and just didn't happen. It
just didn't happen, and he didn't look He didn't look very good at all. There was at one point in the first quarter where Ohio State outgained him like 180 yards to like 6. That game in the first quarter. I mean, it really, really was. So we can talk about Clemson too. People thinking that the people online thinking I'm going to duck the show because Clemson lost. You're obviously new here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 4th time that Clemson's lost this year, so he hasn't ducked one. Yeah,
I haven't ducked it. I don't duck.
Becoming kind of commonplace now. So
yeah, okay. Anyway, Clemson loses to Texas. That game was interesting. Clemson came off the mat, had a good start, and they hung with Texas. Texas was the better team. They had a little more meat than we did up front. You can make an argument that Goodwin, our defensive coordinator, kind of figured out something and then went away from it as far as on the defensive line. But I don't blame refs. I don't blame whatever. Texas was the better team yesterday, and Texas won. That's all there is to it. Now, do I think that there's things that we can fix? Yep. There are things that need to happen. And I think Wes Goodwin's got to be shown the door here a little bit because the defense, especially the last 4 games of the season, to get beat by one player, which is what happened in the South Carolina game because the rest of their offense was hot dog water. Beat by one guy, and I blame that on him. The fact that he didn't have our best run-stuffing linebacker in there to help combat that, that's on him. And then the loss yesterday, I blame him because it seemed like he figured it out and then went away from it, went back to a base, and they started gashing us again on the ground. So
yeah. Clemson's run defense sucks.
It does.
South Carolina basically gave Texas the blueprint on how to beat Clemson. Yeah, so.
Well,
and if you notice, they didn't fumble like we did. I mean, we gave up a couple of fumbles to Clemson, turned the ball over a couple of times.
You're poorly coached, so that happens with a poorly coached team. Jarrett, welcome to the program.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, what you got?
I'm thinking about the matchup with Georgia and Notre Dame, obviously, since I'm a UGA fan. I think it's going to be closer than what people think. Obviously, Vegas thinks that way too. Simply because the running quarterback thing, that's been an ongoing thing with Georgia this year with Jackson Dart, Milroe, Haynes King, and now you got that Riley Leonard. So I can see Notre Dame giving us fits, and they got a running back that's pretty good. So I could see them giving us fits, but I think we got a good quarterback with his legs, so I think we have a shot. Even though Carson Beck's out, I think we still have a chance.
Well, I don't think that. I mean, I'm not going to come on here and say that Georgia doesn't have a shot in hell of winning that game. Georgia can beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, I still believe that. It's just not.
Jackpot, what do you think? I mean, Georgia can go man to man with Notre Dame and beat them without Beck. And what Jackpot said made sense. They may be better off.
That's what I said. I think it gives them more a chance to open up the run game with his with Gunnar Stockton's legs. It's just a matter of how good Notre Dame's defense is with the rush.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see on all that, man. I'm just telling you. There are some people, the Notre Dame folks, it seems like I'm seeing them in my Twitter feed now running their mouths like they're just going to go and just go line up with Georgia and beat them. That's
no, if they can't throw if Notre Dame somehow can't run the ball and we have a field day on them and all they can't do is run and they have to throw, they're going to be in trouble because the quarterback can't throw. He can't throw at all. And the Gunnar Stockton quarterback for us, he can throw it. It seems like he can throw. So I think we got that under control. So if somehow Notre Dame were to beat us, I don't see them getting far because the quarterback solely has to rely on running the ball, and he can't throw. He can't really throw the ball.
Okay, well, we'll find out, Jarrett. Hey, bud, appreciate it.
And for Clemson, yeah, that coordinator on defense, yeah, he needs to go. Y'all had something going for a little bit, and then something changed, and yeah,
He tries to get too cute, is what it basically boils down to. Tries
Yeah,
to get runs too many guys out there that just to get them snaps. And I understand that whatever, but in the end, it's about winning games. And I'm not taking anything away from Texas. Texas was the better team yesterday. But when they made that switch where they went with the 4 bigger defensive linemen and kind of beefed up there in the middle, Texas stopped running the ball. Why get away from that? Why get away from that? But then he went back to the base defense. Texas starts running the ball again. This isn't rocket science. It's not.
yeah. And a lot of people are saying that, like,
so I got to move on, but I appreciate it. Okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
Thanks a lot, man.
Okay. The idiot over in the comment section, Makima, says Jackpot wants to turn the playoff into an SEC invitational. Hey, I mean, if that's what it needs to be, then that's what it needs to be.
Well,
I mean, Indiana and SMU did not. They shouldn't have been in the playoffs. They weren't worth a shit. They provided nothing. Fucking Clemson made a better showing yesterday than any of those teams. They're horse shit.
Look,
so, I mean,
I have to say this for Jackpot. He's not come on here and said it should be an all SEC.
I've never said that. And then he says I was quiet when Tennessee lost. Tennessee got their ass cut yesterday. That's what I meant. I talked about that for 10 minutes today in a video. I mean, Tennessee doesn't represent the entire conference. That was the exception, not the rule. And I'm not here pulling for the damn conference. I've told people that before. I don't pull for them. I pull for teams that South Carolina's played because I think if we lose to them, it makes our loss look a little less bad. If they win, and we've beaten them, I think it makes us look a little bit better. It's just a little bit stronger. That's the only one that I pull for. And I pull for Alabama when they've been in game. I'll pull for SEC teams when they play Clemson because I fucking hate them. But other than that, I mean, I don't pull for some SEC team. I don't care. I was hoping that Tulane would beat Florida the other day because I think Florida sucks. Who else do we have? I'll pull for Mizzou because I like Missouri. Some of the other teams I don't like. So I'll absolutely pull against Lane Kiffin, although I don't think Duke stands much of a chance, especially without a quarterback. So you're way off. You're off base, but continue to spew dumb shit. I find it entertaining as hell.
Tiger Red Devil, welcome to the show, sir.
Hello, gentlemen. Yeah, Jackpot. I was going to say he didn't watch your video earlier, and you're not an SEC.
That guy just comes in here and tries to and runs his mouth and
he's a Miami fan. He's a Miami
fan, and what he wants is he wants attention from Jackpot. And he obviously didn't get a candy cane for Christmas, so he just wants a hug. So if you want a hug, sir, we'll be happy to give you a hug.
I'll take them both. I'll take a candy cane.
He says, "Give Tennessee the same energy you gave SMU." And dude, I give Tennessee shit all the time. What are you talking about? Did you just
brother? We rate Tennessee so much on this show that their fans think that we fucking hate them. I mean, we've been accused of like hammering Tennessee too much. Go away. Just go away.
I have text messages from Jackpot that can verify he's not a Tennessee fan by any means.
That T-shirt you've got on, that Reagan Bush 84 shirt, you know, I'd seen those out before, and I got to wondering. I said, I wonder if anybody had. I wasn't wanting to buy one. I just was curious if anybody has a Walter Mondale T-shirt from 1984. So I looked it up on eBay, and sure enough, there were Walter Mondale, Geraldine Ferraro T-shirts that are still for sale to this day.
That's embarrassing. If I can recall right, he only won one state, his home state.
Did he win one?
One state. That's it.
Yeah. I know. I felt right around the time of the election, I was getting it in my YouTube feed, like the 1980 and the 1984 election night stuff. And it's just weird to watch, you know, how things how far things have come as far as technology and that. But the 1984 one was on there, and it only lasted for like 3 hours, which is right. And in the comment section, the very first the pinned comment it says 7 p.m. Tom Brokaw says, "Welcome to election night '84, 7:26 p.m. Ronald Reagan won. Good night."
Yeah, it was basically like within an hour of coverage, he had already won president.
Yeah, like Jeopardy games have lasted longer than the election.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that the country was that united at one time. Yeah.
Yeah, back in '84, man, everybody loved Reagan in '84. That's true.
Dude, best president in my lifetime. Even though I was small, but I remember all the stuff he did. He was great.
Mm-hmm.
He was great. But we're gonna take it back.
Yeah, for the show, buddy.
Anyways, I was just saying that we got our ass handed to us. There was a moment there where I was like, we might have a chance. I think when it was 31-24. Then they broke off like another 90-yard run, and I'm like, yeah, that's
right. Well, that's when our idiot defensive coordinator decided, hey, let's run away from the adjustment we made that was working, and went back to a base defense, and we ended up looking flat. So I never look. I look. Clemson put up more yards on Texas than anyone did all season, according to
no, it was
the numbers there. So all these people talking about, this SEC team, Clemson's not going to match up with them. Our offense took them to task. Okay,
478 yards.
407 yards. They hadn't given up more than 350 total yards in a game, period. And we almost hung 5 bills on them. So the idea that we didn't hang with them is silly. But I never thought the game was in doubt, simply because we couldn't stop the run.
I didn't either.
I'm glad you said that, because you're starting to sound like me a lot back in November 2018. So.
No, I'm just honest about it. I
was trying to find that old stupid meme that you taters made up about years ago with like a trophy with that Gamecock on it, and then the little plate down here says "bunch of yards." 2018.
Oh, those were
and I was trying to find it everywhere, and I was going to take it to Snapchat and do it up with a big X over the Gamecock, put a tiger paw right beside it, put an X over 2018 and do 2024 and post it up somewhere and say, fixed it. But I couldn't find that damn thing.
That would be funny. But I also am not one of these people that think, just because you had a bunch of yards that wins you the game. No.
Up, Zona.
That's not happening, man.
I think it was the year Debo Samuel actually had a great game against Clemson.
He lit them up. So did Jake Nitley. But our defense couldn't stop a damn nosebleed. Terrible.
Yeah.
We, Dennis Wilson, the comrade, and I, and Dennis Wilson's wife were at that game together. And the comrade almost got in a fight with somebody in the stands.
That's surprising.
Yeah, he almost got in a fight with somebody in the stands because he couldn't help but run his mouth, even though we were kicking the fuck out of them. It was still funny. And Debo Samuel's last game as a Gamecock, he went out in style. It's a shame he didn't get a win because he definitely played his balls off that game.
Yeah, he did. That guy was great. But anyways, Dabo needs to do something starting tomorrow. This has to be an season of get the fuck out. You're not good enough. But somehow,
hold on. I don't think it's an issue of talent that's not good enough.
I don't either.
I don't think it's an issue of that. I think it's an issue of we have problems with our defensive scheme at the beginning of games. If you go back and look at games, it seems like we start a little slow sometimes and then we fall apart late. I think there's substitution things that need to be different. Where we've got some guys that play a hell of a lot more than others. It should be a more balanced approach as far as snaps goes, and that's on the defensive coordinator. The shit he pulled yesterday where we bring in 4 bigger linemen and we stop them and then we go away from it. No, when we had them in check with that, you keep running that until they do something different. But we got to go back to our base defense. Nah, dude, that's not the way to do it.
He needs to go, Rob. He needs to go.
He needs to. needs to get his Clemson polos. We'll let him have him. Thank you for your time, sir. We're gonna find somebody else.
Well, the only thing that scares me is he took a gamble on what was Goodwin. He was an analyst, right?
Well, he was a disciple of Venables, and supposedly everyone loved him. You heard great stuff about him, but Sweeney we have to get out of this thing where we're just going to hire someone that is on the staff or whatever. And he's done better
nepotism.
Nepotism. Thank you, Jackpot.
We're loaded with it.
We got to get rid of that. Bring a defensive coordinator in and pay the money for it. Do what you did with Riley. Pay the money for it and bring a guy in that's going to call plays. And here's another thing, Dabo. Leave him the fuck alone.
Yep.
Let him call plays.
I think that was just an easy hire to make, like a cheap hire that required no thought. And
he had
slide him in here.
Hell, he had like 5 of those hires in a row, though.
Right, but leave him alone. Let him call plays, and then here's the way that it works. If you do well, great. You'll keep it on. If not, guess what? We'll find somebody else.
That's the way it should be. Yes.
Yeah. That's the way that it should be.
That shit wouldn't fly at Alabama or Georgia or Pitt or Ohio State. I mean, they want to kick Ryan Day out of the program at one time. I think Ryan Day is actually a decent damn coach.
He is, but they can't beat Michigan.
Yeah, well, I think that was a lot of the reason they won that game last night. I think they were under a lot of pressure. I think they were frustrated, and they knew they were a better team than what they showed against Michigan, and they was like, damn it, we're going to go out and show it tonight. And damn it, they didn't. I was dumb of me to pick Tennessee to spread over that game. I should have known better. And
I know my team isn't really clicking on all cylinders right now, but I loved every minute of that game. Loved it.
Oh, I love the game too. I love the fact that our guys went out, and when they went out fighting. They didn't go out like bitches.
They got a try-hard award for sure.
Tennessee couldn't move the ball. Couldn't move the ball.
Tried hard. All.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to, come on and say that I hope he does some stuff this offseason. I really do.
Got to get rid of that guy quickly.
We have to. We have to get rid of him and maybe some other ones. There needs to be let's get back.
Look, you also got to look at this too. Coming back next season, there's no Barrett Carter. Parker's a sophomore. No, Parker's a junior, so he may go.
He's a sophomore.
Parker's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to lose some guys, but losing Barrett Carter, it's going to be a first-round draft pick. That's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a little bit.
Well, if you look at the depth chart, Rob, we have 16 starters coming back if nobody leaves for the portal or for the pros.
Yeah. Well,
if you go back and watch that live stream I did, I was super pissed about that pick 6 being called back, because I had a prop bet to win $350 that there would be a defensive touchdown scored.
Was that a blindside? Was that a blindside block?
The way that I handle that is, if the referees called it a blindside block, I'm not going to gamecock it up. If it was a blindside block, that's what they call it.
Oh, goddamn.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, we got the 50 at LSU. No, I don't do that. The refs called.
Okay, we weren't the only ones saying it. Was the entire national media, motherfucker. I mean, what did the rival fucking fan bases said it.
What did the refs say? Because that's the only opinion that matters. And they called it.
Well, their opinion was shit, and it was wrong.
That's fine. They're still referees, though, and that's the way.
Damn conference even came out and said that it wasn't.
Yeah, and that crew still got to do more things. So,
well, anyways, I'll let you guys go.
They need to be walking the damn plank. Is what they need to do.
Still love my Tigers, Rob. Always, every day. We're gonna sweep them dirt peckers in baseball.
Oh yeah, we're gonna kill them in baseball.
We're gonna get this shit straight. What's that?
All right. We'll be all right. We'll get him in baseball.
The old man is going to take back Bix to school too.
Man, so. They got motherfucker. They got this damn coach up there now that's got to change his depends before he goes out for every game. I don't want to hear shit.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. He's going to have a good swig of prune juice and then deliver you a damn boot to ass.
Yeah, get him some Ensure. Will with the super chat.
We'll get him some Ensure. We'll go and have fun.
Sure. Will says, I hate the season is over, but go Big Orange. I don't think we'd be in the playoffs in the preseason, so overall it was a good season, but damn, last night sucked being at the game.
Oh, so you were there. Drop in the comments. Say, what did you think of the Ohio State fans? Because there was one Tennessee Vol fan shooting a bird on Twitter at the crowd and said it was the worst fan base he'd ever encountered. Anyway.
Shit.
That's pretty bold words. I mean, because
there's words coming from the mustard throwers.
Fan bases in the SEC that you would have gone to, unless that guy hadn't really gone to many away games.
Hello,
Kirby joins the program. Hello, sir.
Kirby Stockton.
Hello,
hey, good evening, Kirby.
I got some. So the former great Uncle Lou, which that title now belongs to Carolina Jackpot for 2 years now. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Look who's still standing. The Dogs.
Cool.
It's true. To be fair, they didn't play yesterday, but
hey, we got a dub.
They earned it, though. They earned the right to not play.
Listen, all this Notre Dame stuff. Like, listen, I'm not saying we're going to national championship. Ohio State can beat us. Oregon can beat us. Even Penn State. Notre Dame is not beating Georgia.
Notre Dame seems to be a little bit one-dimensional to me.
I agree. See, even though to me, Riley Leonard plays a lot like Haynes King. I think Kirby's going to learn from that game. We're going to shut them down, and they're going to just get folded. But it's going to be a close game. I mean, I don't see Georgia winning by more than 2-3 scores.
Dwayne with a great comment. Rob has a senior bias. Very good, sir. Very good.
Yeah, this game. This is where in New Orleans.
Yeah.
See, we're not Indiana. We're not playing on the road.
Mm-hmm.
We got Gunner Stockton. We got Kirby Stockton. Carson Beck's our water boy now. They're going to stay hydrated. I mean, dude, that's a recipe for a national championship.
We'll see how it works out, man. Hey, appreciate you calling in, buddy. Thank you.
Yep, 34-3.
All right, let's welcome Tom to the show. Tom, welcome to the show.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. The eyes of Texas are upon you.
October 20. Clock is at 32. Diego Pavia under center from the 27. He takes the snap. That's going to do it. Vanderbilt,
Biggest win in
Vanderbilt history. Is this real life?
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Vanderbilt's 2-1 versus Clemson.
Oklahoma crushes Alabama and may have dealt their postseason dreams a fatal blow tonight.
Oh, they did. Okay. Anyway, now you come to Rod Texas Nuts this evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I know Clemson's looking for a defensive coordinator. Muschamp's looking for a job. I mean, I think Muschamp would be a good fit over there at Clemson. What do you think, Jackpot?
I think he'd fit like a hand in a glove.
Yep, he'd be a perfect fit for the Taters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Jackpot's right about the what now?
Tater Boom.
Tater Boom. Yeah, that'd be a good one, old Tater Boom. And
we don't.
The referees did screw Carolina against LSU. I mean, it was anybody with a half a brain could see that.
The refs made the call. I mean, only bitches make calls about, oh, the refs this, the refs that. You can't fix that. The refs made the call. That's what it is. Sorry.
Well, you can't fix it, but it was still a bad call. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it still was garbage. I mean.
Garbage, but that doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to change anything. I'm pointing out the fact that it's garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it was
wrong.
You know, it's the worst officiating I've seen since Earl Hefner in the '97 Survivor Series. I mean, that's how bad the officiating was during the LSU South Carolina game.
No.
Yesterday. What was that?
What else you got?
What else I got? Well, I mean, let's see here. Vanderbilt's 2-1 all time versus Clemson. The Taters are out of the playoffs.
Right.
So it was
Stop. They haven't played each other since 1965, but please continue with the nonsense.
2-1.
Right.
41-0. 41-0. At least when Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, we kept it close.
Yeah.
At least we kept it close.
Yeah, but you lost by
They
3
lost
touchdowns.
41-0 for real?
Yeah, it was pretty bad back then, Jack. But
My God.
the doors,
1965.
yeah, they
I
smashed
guess they couldn't
potatoes that
stop the
day.
run. They couldn't stop the run in that game either. I guess 60 years later.
No, they couldn't. They
Damn.
should have put their big defensive line in back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was back before they were fingering buttholes and doing stuff like that.
What else you have for the show, sir?
Oh yeah, where is what's his name? Where's that Tennessee fan at? That Voltar from Georgia. Last time Tennessee got whipped, he disappeared for about a month, didn't he, Jackpot?
Yeah, he was missing for a while. Now he said he was going to call in tonight.
Said he was going to call in. If he doesn't call in tonight, we're going to refer to him for the until next season starts as Casper from Georgia.
Yeah.
Not going to be Chris from Georgia. He's going to be Casper from Georgia.
I mean, last time he disappeared so much, there were signs up above the interstates, Amber Alerts for him. Have you seen him? And they was saying when last seen that
the alarm went off on my phone and woke me up. I freaked me out, that Amber Alert.
I don't.
But I do.
Respectfully, I don't think that Chris is scared of any kind of debate with you on anything involving football. So, just so you know.
Well, I mean, he's welcome to a debate if he's man enough to step up to the plate.
It's not really a debate because in this season your team's not in the playoffs and his is.
Well, no, not after last night. His team ain't. I mean,
his team is credited, sir. His team is credited as being a playoff team. Your team lost by 3.
Tell last night.
You can't tell us in the playoffs. They had fucking playoff sticker on their jersey, dude. What are you talking about?
They look like they didn't show up at all.
Well, that's fine.
Which team? Who had the worst performance in the playoffs? Was it the Vols or was it SMU?
Probably SMU.
I think the Vols.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
the Vols worst.
Well, probably the Vols because all the crap the fans talking about taking over Columbus and all the crap they was going to do. And
yeah, well, I mean, it was 42-10 basically. I think Tennessee scored with a minute left or something.
Well, they only lost by 3 touchdowns, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it was a complete disaster. I mean, but I mean, it is what it is, and I mean, Clemson. I mean, all joking aside, your team, Rob, y'all did play a good game against Texas. I mean,
we lost though. We don't need anyone's pity. We lost. We didn't have it. We didn't have the better team yesterday, and Texas did. So
yeah,
we don't.
That's a fact.
We don't need your flowers, all that shit. We don't need it because our mentality is go out and try to be better and not blame the refs and the committees and everything else. That's not how we roll.
Well, that's good. How y'all think it's going to win out?
I like Oregon.
Oregon
and Georgia.
I think Ohio State's going to win it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They got the most. I mean, they got the most talented team in college football right now.
Yeah. Sports Talk Jay said they got the most blue chippers.
I mean, it would be.
But Sports Talk Jay is still running conspiracy theories for games from 2 years ago, so I don't really know if he's.
Well, Sports Talk Jay pulled up something today, a chart that he'd made with each team's logo on it, and he had their NIL values there. And I mean, like, I don't know, like Clemson was, I don't know, they were ahead of Tennessee as far as NIL. They're like Clemson's NIL value, I think, was like $18 million, and Tennessee was like $15 million, like right behind Virginia, which is hard.
Where does he get those numbers?
Because I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that Tennessee has less. I'm not cracking on Clemson, but I find it hard to believe they have less NIL money than Clemson, and less than Virginia. I mean, these though you don't have to make those numbers public, do you? I mean, isn't that all just an estimate?
Mm-hmm.
Jackpot. There's probably a shortage of McDonald's bags in Knoxville right now.
There might be.
McDonald's bags has nothing to do with it. I mean, they can sell Lay's and all that shit like they're doing for their quarterback and levy all that money to him. So, you know,
I mean, Alabama, I think we picked up 3 pretty good players in the transfer portal this week by we did lose Justice Haynes. Probably is South Carolina going to pick up Justice Haynes in the transfer portal?
Either us or Michigan.
Darn, they look at possibly Georgia, but hopefully he goes to y'all. I mean, looking at South Carolina schedule next year, y'all could be undefeated by the time we roll into town.
Yeah, I saw that. The first part of the schedule is not. I mean, it's not like that opening game against Virginia Tech. I thought might be a booger, but then I looked at them play down the stretch this year, and I'm not scared of them.
What's your thoughts on Mike Shula being y'all's OC?
I mean, I like it. I think he was probably calling a lot of the plays for the majority of the second half of the year. I mean, especially after that Oklahoma game. I mean, even at Alabama, there were some head-scratching plays there. Right. There was just some bad play calling, I thought. But, I mean, there's even talk, and I don't know if it's even been decided yet. They were contemplating, like, letting Dowell Loggins call the fucking plays in the damn bowl game. Brother's been at App State for a month now. We don't need him calling plays. I think that's just some kind of smoke screen that Beamer might be throwing up when, like, if Mike Shula's calling plays for the bowl game, and then the offense looks exactly the same as it did the second half of the season, everybody's going to know, well, Dowell Loggins wasn't calling any plays. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And, Mike Shula, he's a hell of a quarterback developer. I mean,
we don't need him calling plays in the damn bowl game. He needs to go on to App State and do his job, and thank you. Appreciate it.
And Rocket Sanders, he opted out, didn't he?
Yep.
Y'all play New Year's Eve too, same time we are, in the former Outback Bowl.
Yeah. Our game is after yours.
Okay.
All right, Tom, I've got a bunch of folks waiting, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let's get an actual Vol fan in here. Billy, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
The sun come up this morning.
The sun came up this morning.
And
it didn't warm anything up, though. It's colder than shit around here.
Oh, it's
Billy, you should have wore a Tennessee shirt just to tell these people to fuck off.
I threw all mine in the garbage.
Of course you did. Did you burn them in the fire pit at the rest home? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, congrats to Ohio State last night. Hey.
Fuck that. We don't have to congratulate those.
We got mollywopped right in the mouth. Come out and get popped 21 points before you know it. So hats off to Ohio State. Really, if you watch their offensive coordinator, they really schemed Tennessee good because they ran a veer all night. Their line and Tennessee linebackers were taken out of the play and had one-on-one with the defensive backs, which that's our nemesis. But if you watch them, the linebackers were keying on the line, and they were running here all night and taking the linebackers right out. So it was, hats off to Ohio State. Do take exception to Broccoli saying Tennessee played a weak schedule. Now, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. Who else? I forgot. I don't get that. But Uncle Lou has a very good video of all his videos over the last 8-10 years I've watched. Him addressing what 12 teams should be in. He's on the money on this. Because people complaining like Gump there right before you, that Alabama, we should be in. No, you should have beat Oklahoma or Vanderbilt or even Tennessee.
Right.
And as far as cherry picking numbers, him about Clemson and Vanderbilt, who owns Alabama 2 out of the last 3 years? If you want to cherry pick numbers, there, Gump. Heupel owns Alabama.
That's the funny part is when you mention to an Alabama fan the last time you played Clemson, you lost by 28 points.
Well, go watch Lou. He goes off on them today at the end of the show. I mean, he's seething with them. He's seething, and it's funny that teams that
I don't doubt that some of that wasn't directed at South Carolina fans either, because we.
Oh, it was.
Well, I mean, we're not wrong, so
it was. You play, you beat who you beat at the time, and if you got more losses than the other team, you don't get in. That's just how the game is. It's not shoulda, woulda, coulda. I don't. He answered Alabama. You lost. You lost to Vanderbilt.
They should be in
Oklahoma
over Ole Miss or Alabama.
And then he addressed South Carolina losing to, what was it?
Well, South Carolina didn't lose to the worst team. South Carolina, the worst loss we had was to an 8-4 team. We didn't lose to any 6-6 teams or no 4-8 Kentucky team. Ole Miss, fucking Kentucky, they lost to Kentucky. Kentucky didn't win, but one damn SEC game, and it was against them.
Yeah,
but you lost the head-to-head jackpot.
You play the schedule in front of you.
Well, I mean, head-to-head can't mean everything when you got all this data to look at.
If you have 3 conference losses and you lose the head-to-head, I mean, it's not rocket science. You should.
Well, let's talk about it because Lou answers this pretty good and stuff and to explain. Because if you ask, there's no 12 best teams because there's no 12 best. You got to use something as a parameter. But just like, like that Forrest Gump guy did a minute ago, should Vanderbilt been in because they only lost to Texas by 4?
Oh,
they been out? I mean, they lost to a better. Because we can what if to death because
North Carolina got screwed against LSU.
Well,
yes.
I put out a bracket yesterday with just all the SEC teams in it, and we'll just match them up 1 through 12. And then Big Barney Ross called me out real quick and says Kentucky's not there. What's the deal? And I'm like, well, you play a preliminary game. You got to win that one over Mississippi State before you actually make it into the bracket. And he was happy with that. So I think that's how some of these people see it. We should have 12 SEC teams and fuck everybody else. And no, that's not the way that it should be.
No, nobody said that.
You can't have 3 lost SEC teams and then think, they should be in over a 1-loss Big Ten team. That is batshit crazy.
And like Lou told Alabama fan, you lost to Vanderbilt. You lost.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point, strength of record and all this has to come into play.
But they give you that jackpot when you.
They absolutely don't.
They did that with Tennessee. Tennessee had 2 losses in conference. They were seated ahead of the 1-loss teams in the Big Ten. You got that with that. You don't continue to get over and over and over again like you get an extra scoop of ice cream. You got your extra scoop, and then you don't get another scoop. It's not that hard. You got your strength of record.
So, back to Kale, the Sports Talk Jay. Those numbers, if I'm not wrong, are based on the teams that are currently in the CF or right now, what they've paid the players. You're right. Spire Sports of Tennessee, they got way more than 15 million. You can Google this too, NIL rankings, and it'll spit it out. But that's not private information.
How is that accurate, though? How do I not know that,
Well, how do you know anything that's in when they Google? We don't know. It's just what's.
But I can look at, total yards for a team, and that's there. But
are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know how that's accurate. I mean, unless those NIL collectives, every single one at every single school is required to keep a rolling balance reported to somebody.
I think
there's no way that it's totally accurate. I mean, I don't see that. I don't think Tennessee's NIL level would be below Clemson. So I'm not shitting on Clemson because I don't like them. I mean, I don't like them, but I can't see that. They had Michigan was below Clemson too. I don't see that either.
I think
I'm watching the Sunday night game.
Huge.
Hold on a second. Tampa Bay has one of their defensive linemen or offensive lineman named Wirfs as his name.
Wirfs.
That was his name, was Wirfs. They just showed a slow-mo of him going back into his pass blocking thing there. And whoever this Dallas defensive lineman is, just pancaked this motherfucker. I mean, hit him into next month. He looked like, oh my God, he's this big, huge guy. And then all of a sudden, just sit your big ass down.
All right, damn it. I need I need Rico Dowdle to step up and start playing a little better because I have a prop bet here for Dallas. It's a parlay for Dallas to win and him to have over 100 yards rushing. Right now, he's about 90 yards shy of that.
Well, it's only Okay.
Let me get off here. I just wanted to.
We're still in the first half, but I mean, hell, fuck,
Don't
man.
act like
7
Tennessee
carries
fans-
for 10 yards. That looks like some Nico stats.
Hey, that boy carried the ball almost 30 times last night. He had to.
Yeah, he's feeling that shit today with that skinny ass.
Yeah, I'm sure he's feeling today. But
Somebody in Uncle Lou's Patreon stream last night in the chat said Nico looks like a tall 8th grader.
that's about a mature comment with anybody. I don't know. I mean, all I know is, what was it, 2 years ago? He was the number 1 quarterback coming out for whatever it's worth, and he went to Tennessee. I don't know, but he's just like every other redshirt freshman quarterback. Now, I never thought he was Heisman worthy, and that's just trolling people. We're hearing top people talking about Sellers being a Heisman candidate next year. I want to see that.
You watch him play in the Clemson game. Can you tell me they're wrong?
That's one game. That's one game.
Okay. Did you watch him play against Mizzou? Did you watch him play against Vandy? Did you watch him play against Oklahoma? The guy didn't just have a really good game one time. He had quite a few really good
games. He won 10 games this year.
You watch it, about flat-footed to leave LSU's defense flat-footed, 75-yard touchdown run to the house.
Let's see. Remember when Billy told? It's better. Oh, I don't know. Who cares? What kills me over here in the comments? All these commenters, teams didn't make the playoffs, and now they're, well, I told you so. I told you didn't tell nobody.
In our little
teams you're supposed to be.
Jackpot and I told them yesterday that I would only acknowledge comments from teams.
Yeah, Brock, I didn't even bring up the A&M game. I forgot about that one. Yeah, he showed that. I've never seen a quarterback make people miss like he did in the A&M game. When they let that blitzing linebacker just come up the middle free, they didn't block him. And they designed it like that. And they're like, you gotta make him miss.
Well, with no Rocket Sanders, look, if he wants to jumpstart his Heisman campaign, he should have that opportunity, because no Rocket Sanders. Hold on.
I got something for Chris Knight. I wasn't going to say anything because I have a lot of respect for Kale, but since you opened your mouth there, big boy, when you get your ass handed to you from Illinois, I don't want to hear anything about, well, if we had Rocket Sanders and if we have, don't want to hear anything about that. Don't want to hear a word.
Billy, the words Illinois and putting boot to ass just really don't belong in the same.
Yeah, we'll see. They're there for the same reason you're there.
Gamecock fans are very.
I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't hear about. I don't want to hear about.
We're a 9.5-point favorite, so their best player opted out too. So
I don't want to hear about Mitchell Sanders or whoever he is.
Right, but the idea that they're just going to roll without Kennard and Rocket Sanders, and it's just going to be, we're just going to roll the football out there. Sure. And they're going to just run back to the huddle. It's just, let's calm down. Calm down.
I think it's going to be a tough game.
Your coach is also a dumb fuck too, so we have that going against you. Your coach is a dumb fuck. We know that too.
Okay.
You don't know who's going to be calling plays. We have no clue on that. We don't know.
I'm sure they know who's calling plays. He's
could be Mike Shula
playing nice, and
we don't know. We don't know these things.
Dow Loggins is not going to call any plays in that bowl game. Dow Loggins didn't call plays the second half of the year.
He's already gone, isn't he?
Trying to get his last little bit of Fred Flintstone money. Who knows?
Oh no, they were no, Billy. They were, even despite that, they were saying that he wanted to call plays in the bowl game. No, shit, no, you took another job. Hell no, I'm not going to let you. Like I did, that'd been like if I was working at McDonald's and I took a management position at Burger King and I said, well, I still want to come back next Sunday and work the drive-through.
Or you leaving Utz chips and driving for Frito-Lay.
Right. Yeah, it would be. They'd say, no, you're not coming back here and working the store for
us. You'll find out how Ruffles makes ridges in those chips. They won't get that secret out. No. All right. Anyway.
Bill, appreciate it, man. We got that Peckerhead on. You want to hear some nonsense?
No, I don't want to hear this nonsense. That's why I get on and get off here. You know,
Fair enough.
again, can you
Peckerhead's-
imagine?
I can already tell you what Peckerhead's going to say. He's going to say Beamer's the best coach ever.
Are
He's
you
Oh,
ducking
yeah.
Peckerhead?
No, I have no use for little kids.
I'm just telling you what I was going to say.
and
You had
again-
no use for little kids. You got on here with two of them right now.
and again, I'll leave you with this. Could you imagine your daughter bringing him home to meet him? I'll leave on that.
Who's him? Pronoun boy.
That's not fair.
Peckerhead.
Oh,
Hey, could you imagine Billy Cole running just at the absolute sound of me approaching? What a soft person. I thought he was in the military.
if he went running, would he have to bring his oxygen thing with him?
I think he just has to hope and pray somebody can wheel his ass faster than I can run. I think that's his
Now, hold on.
only.
Now, see, I was going to say something nice and say that Peckerhead is actually a pretty nice guy.
I am.
The idea, all of that. Now, on the other hand, we're not going to knock Billy's goddamn 90 years old. We can't make fun of Billy. We can't be talking about him running from you with an oxygen tank and shit. That's not. What the hell's wrong with y'all?
Hey,
Come on.
listen, we're coming scorched earth because we deserved a playoff spot, and it was evident this past weekend. All right, so anybody who got that spot, they're
You
in the
shouldn't have
crosshairs.
lost to Alabama. You shouldn't have lost to LSU. You
Mhm.
shouldn't have lost to Mississippi.
Well, we really shouldn't have lost to LSU. Let's be objective. We deserve that win. We deserve that win. We'll be fair and say that.
I deserve to be 7'5".
Come on now, you don't deserve shit. You don't deserve shit. You're lucky you got the ACC championship.
You don't deserve shit either at the juncture you're talking about. Oh, we'd be there if it weren't for the refs. Come on, man. Hey,
Listen,
give
if you
Allen
got
the ball so
screwed-
Jackpot can win here. He needs some runs here. Come on.
What's
It's
his
not
bet?
like we're on islands unto ourselves talking about that.
No, we're not.
call.
But
Wait,
and the
Jackpot,
national
is it total
media.
yards? Is it total yards or
I
is it
saw an
receiving
uprising
yards?
and posts on
Rushing
social media from the national media speaking the same thing. South Carolina deserved the spots above these teams.
Dude, I saw online, I saw on Twitter the next week where it was a damn story even over in Japan. They had
Really?
a picture of Kyle Kennard with the blind with the hit, and it was with all that squiggly fucking writing underneath it and everything. I was like, I don't know what it says. I think I can make out Go Cox there between those chopsticks.
Hell yeah.
Peckerhead, do you wear that hat to – oh, come on, bow hunting. Come on, guys.
Hey, bow hunting, did your quarterback that you pay $8 million throw for more or less than 105 yards? Because I think it was less. Don't talk to me. And you're over here carrying fucking water for him, talking about, oh, he played his heart out. The motherfucker threw like 34 times for 104 yards, and you're trying to force that down my throat like it's a good
carry
performance.
like 3.6? I think that was his average yards per throw was 3.6.
I mean, yeah,
What?
the dude played like absolute garbage, and we got Tennessee fans over here talking about he played his heart out. He played his heart out. Fuck that. If a Carolina quarterback threw that, I'd be pissed the fuck off. But, you spent that money, so you got to defend them somehow, right? Like, it's so fucking delusional. 104 yards in a playoff game, and you're going to defend this guy. What the fuck am I seeing? I was pissed off at Sellers just overthrowing crossing routes versus fucking Kentucky. I called him out on that. Rob will know I called him out on that early in the year. Could you imagine if Sellers put up a 104-yard performance?
Yeah, I was ready to string him up after that Old Dominion game.
Bowhunter's hilarious.
It makes no sense, and it's pure delusion. Just like the delusion they were going to check her out the shoe. I tuned into that game, saw nothing but red. Nothing but red. And the tickets were
I
dirt
didn't,
cheap.
and they were all. It's like they didn't have their own section of orange and Tennessee fans. They were all just sprinkled throughout. Did you hear the Ohio State people singing the "Hey Hey Goodbye" song to them?
Yeah. I didn't hear that.
Oh,
I had
God.
turned the game
I've
on.
never heard that sung. I mean, that was sung loud and clear. I've never heard that. And they played Rocky Top, too. Their band played Rocky Top right before they started the Hey Hey Goodbye shit.
Do you want me to play that, Jackpot? Because I can.
If you got a video, I'd love to see
Find
that.
it.
I posted it on the Rob and Kale page earlier today.
Oh, okay. That is where I saw that. Yeah.
I didn't even. Yeah, play that for me. I didn't end up seeing that.
Let's see here. Stand by. I've
Yeah,
got it
14 of 31 for 104 yards, 3.4 yards per attempt. I guess the only saving grace here is he didn't throw any interceptions.
Oh, but he played his heart out, Kale. But he played his heart out. Oh my gosh.
Peyton Lewis went 10 times for 77 yards. That's the freshman. That's the one they beat South Carolina out for. He's from the Granola Belt area of Virginia there.
All right, you guys watch this, okay? Here's the Ohio State plays Rocky Top while waving goodbye to Tennessee.
You don't really hear Rocky Top much. It's pretty much just.
That's good.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
Oh, that's priceless, especially after all the shit they talked.
Yeah,
you know.
And the thing is, now the Tennessee man is going on their continuous tirade of, oh, well, OSU wants to beat you too. OSU would have beat you too.
Okay, Isaac L over in the comment section says, "Are you inbreeders in the South gonna ever talk about Oregon or just talk about your mid-ass teams?" I tell you what.
Hey,
when I fuck about Oregon, you pussy.
Real quick to give you a chance to wipe my first cousin off my Peter, and if you'll let me put it in your mouth, I'll talk about Oregon on the next show.
Who gives a fuck about Oregon, you schmuck? Go find a different channel, you bum.
Yeah, nobody
cares
gives
about
a
your West
fuck.
Coast bullshit football.
But if you hold on for a second, when we asked earlier who we thought was going to win, I told you I thought Oregon or Georgia was going to win. So try to stay here longer than fucking 8 seconds there, buddy.
Nobody gives a fuck about Oregon. You play a bullshit brand of football. You got Georgia's scraps and Dan Lanning, and you think you fucking made it. Well, guess what? Wait till you run into a fucking SEC team. You're gonna get dick slapped, dude.
Vandy Dandy, how did Tennessee make you $1,059.77? I'd like to know about that one.
Yeah. Where do you see that? He made him that much money?
He did. I pinned it up there because I always pin things that I want to remember to ask people about when I see it come across.
Damn, they must have been a cover fucking machine this year.
Yeah.
I know they didn't cover versus my Gamecocks, so. And that's one other thing I want to talk about because
it's kind of hard to cover when you don't play.
Vandy? I thought you said Vandy won the.
You said Tennessee made him money.
I thought you said Vandy.
That was Vandy Dandy who said it. No.
Okay. Well, I want to get in the Tennessee man. I think they've gotten enough hate. They know they suck. They know they overpaid for a bus. I don't need to remind them. I mean, 104 yards, piss poor. Don't defend him. Quit carrying water for this bum. But let's get into the Clemson game. Me and Kale both tried to remind you, Rob. We tried to warn you of what was going to happen at the Citadel game. We said your run defense is suspect.
Okay, I didn't think we would win.
No, I'm not saying you thought we would win, but I don't think you thought they'd have two running backs go for at least 125 apiece.
Okay, we lost. I said they were the better team. What else do you want, sir?
I don't want anything. I just want to.
Okay,
I just want to talk about the game.
Texas racked up 3 football fields.
I'm
on
saying
the ground yesterday.
I don't want anything, Rob. I just want to talk about the game.
Cool.
I'm not sure that that's a problem that can be fixed in one off season, or even with firing Wes Goodwin. I'm not sure what you think of that, but that seems like a athlete issue at that point.
It was very poor tackling.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
soft,
like
they were getting whipped up front.
Yeah, I mean, on that 75-yard rush play, they loaded the box and sold out for the run, and still he broke it off. You know what I mean?
Trains.
At some point,
open.
They're not open right now.
I'll let you know.
I bet he's ready for Christmas, ain't he?
Before Christmas.
When Rob throws his head back like that, I can't tell if he's talking to somebody or if he's doing that because like he don't want to hear your shit.
I was talking to my son, sir.
I knew you were talking to your son. I saw.
No, I said I couldn't tell if you were. Calm your ass down over there.
Easy there, fella. Easy. No,
But
it was about going to the
realistically, though, Rob, orange and Gamecock shades aside, do you think that? What do you think about it? Do you think that's an athlete thing? Do you think that's something that's going to be fixed just by firing the DC?
Well, there was what was it? Terrell had 2 PI penalties that were on him, that he just was in the wrong position and made bad plays. You can coach guys to fix that. Those kept some Texas drives alive, but as far as I think our defensive line is pretty good. I do question though about the way that he was using the linebackers, but it doesn't really matter. We lost that game, and we've got to go back to the drawing board on that side of the ball. And what Jackpot said made sense. Tackling.
What did he say? I ended up missing earlier in the stream.
No, he just said it a second ago. He said
just a second ago.
Horrible. And he's right. Like, there would be guys, and they would, even if they were in the right spot where they could make a tackle, they're trying to arm tackle guys, and that's not how you do it.
Bitch made bitches.
Well, the thing is, Dabo, for what he's worth, these past, I'd say 5-6 years, his hires have just been piss poor. I mean, do you think that's something he's going to be able to turn around, or do you think just the next one's going to be just the same?
We talked about that earlier, too, about how he's got to get away from the nepotism, and he's going to have to go and find a defensive coordinator and hit a home run with it. So,
well, I think personally this is because the Clemson offense, for what it was worth, wasn't terrible this year. It was actually pretty decent. I don't see a better jumping off point for Garrett Riley than right now, personally speaking. And I don't know what you think of that, but I think you might see
repeat that statement. I'm sorry.
I said the Clemson offense, for what it's worth, was pretty decent this year statistically.
It was better this year than it was.
He's drinking orange Kool-Aid.
Is that orange Kool-Aid?
He's drinking the orange Kool-Aid.
Well, what do you think about? I think this would be, if Garrett Riley is going to look for a head coaching job, would this not be the best spot for him to start pursuing that? Do you think he's going to have a better year?
I think the better question to ask about.
All right, all those have done passed now. Everybody's filled those jobs, but
need to wait.
Well,
he's probably too late.
I think that the big question to ask is whether Klubnik's going to come back or not. He kind of dodged yesterday in the post game.
Did he?
Yeah. So it's, he may go to the NFL. He may transfer. There may be a big time money thing there for him. So.
Well, I can't believe I don't know when the rule was changed, but I can't believe Sellers is drafted.
I'd like to see if we can pony up the NIL money. I'd like to bring him down to Carolina to wash Sellers' jockstrap out.
Depth piece? I wouldn't mind a depth piece. We need one, or I would ask for transferring.
Yeah.
Aaron Nolan. Hey, listen, if Aaron Nolan commits.
Look, I hate to break this to you guys, but if you told me I could have Klubnik or Sellers, I'm taking Klubnik.
Oh, come on, dude.
After the way that Klubnik has progressed and the fact that he is a better passer, I'm taking Klubnik. Now, you guys can sit there and be, God damn it, but Sellers, and I understand you have to defend your guy.
Sellers threw 5 touchdown passes against Mizzou. I mean,
the thing is, Sellers doesn't throw the ball 42 times like Klubnik did.
One of the best defenses in the SEC and lit them up like a Christmas tree. Please stop.
He threw the ball like 42 times, Rob.
He threw for almost fucking 400 yards.
He was a fucking volume merchant.
All he was doing, I mean, there's a difference between just chucking it up every fucking play. And
Carson Beck didn't do that. No one else.
They had a run game, Rob.
No
one
else
have to do that.
He played very well. That, and I questioned Sellers on the intelligence front for going to South Carolina anyway, so he's already.
Look at this guy.
So I'm going with Klubnik regardless.
Well, do you question Dabo on the intelligence front for giving every coach's son a fucking scholarship when you could get some athletes in there?
Clemson's in the playoffs, sir.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
They lost the state, though, didn't they?
They got eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, doesn't it? How nice is it to have
Tom Bailey says that he seems to think you may hate black quarterbacks. Is that true?
Tom needs to stop nonsense.
Is that true, Rob? What is your opinion on Russell Wilson?
I mean, I heard you didn't have a real high opinion of Jordan Travis last year after that.
No, that is true. That is true.
Are you serious?
He used to always shit on Nealon Green back in the 90s, too.
Hey,
Yeah,
You know,
but we have this whole thing with Taj Boyd and Deshaun Watson.
I don't remember much positivity about Lorenzo Nunez either.
That's because Lorenzo Nunez is a safety. But anyway, Jackpot gets that.
Hey, but listen, Kale will understand what I'm saying. You know, the Tennessee man or the Clemson man might not understand what I'm saying. But damn, it feels nice to have college football still to look forward to, doesn't it, Kale? Oh my gosh. Our season ain't over.
Yeah. For real. Those are facts. And a lot of people don't understand that. They're jealous when I
not around this time of the year. They don't. Not around this time of the year.
Yeah, we should still be playing football right now.
Wait a minute, let me make sure that I understand this. What you're saying is that you bitch and bitch and bitch about getting into a playoff spot, but since you're not in a playoff spot, you're in a bowl game that supposedly matters, but your two best players aren't going to play in it. Okay,
not
that's the level of stupidity with game.
Two best players. That's ridiculous.
We're
one best player.
For the. You think Kennard sucks? You think Rocket?
Did I say Kennard sucks, or did I say our one best player? Do you think Eman Worry sucks?
I think they're your two best players.
Do you think Eman Worry sucks? He's a first-round fucking safety. He's the best safety coming in the draft.
Cool. Is he playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
So is Demetrius Knight. I mean,
that's fine. Well, I mean, Demetrius Knight has to play. He's got a wife and two kids. He's got to play. Get that NIL money, sir. Do your thing, man.
Well, Demetrius
Knight, they're not going to pay him his NIL money if he didn't.
Yeah, that not in this college football landscape.
Good.
But listen, if the game didn't matter, here's the thing that shatters that argument.
Doesn't matter.
Here's the thing that shatters that.
Cool.
Citrus Bowl tickets, $124. Home playoff game tickets, $50. Home playoff game tickets, $80. Home playoff game tickets, $80.
Right.
But the Citrus Bowl, nobody cares about that.
Nobody cares about it, man.
Let me enlighten you on something on that. The Citrus Bowl sets their prices. So if you go and buy a bowl ticket, that's how much it costs.
They're all resale, Rob.
Home playoff tickets are the same way. What, buddy?
That's not true. They're all resale.
These are all resale. He's talking tickets.
That's fine. If they're all resale, then that's fine. I doubt there'll be that many people in the stands for your game. And I can promise you this. You want to take a bet with me on who'll have better TV ratings, the playoff game?
Here, I'll make a bet with you. Do you think there will be more people at the Citrus Bowl or at the ACC Championship?
They'll lie about. I'm not going to go into that nonsense with you.
Do you want to take that bet?
On the TV
yeah,
rating?
because you don't want to take that L.
He only wants to take a bet where it's like Clemson plus 50.
No,
that's the only bet this guy wants to take.
You just said that your bowl game is important, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you do this? We'll put the TV ratings up from Nielsen, who watched the Texas Clemson game against your shit program in Illinois.
How about we do the ACC championship, sir?
We don't need to do the ACC championship. You said I didn't say.
Is that because the whole upper bowl was closed?
I said the TV ratings for the playoff game will be better than the shit bowl that you play.
That's not what you said. You said nobody cared about the bowl.
Nobody cares
and
about
now that I've said let's bet about the ACC championship, you're changing it to the Texas game.
That's not the same thing, man. The ACC championship game is more important than the bowl.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, that's not. It's not a fair bet because the South Carolina's bowl game is not running unopposed.
That too.
I don't care.
That too.
What you do? Your game was unopposed. You had nothing else.
Yeah,
there was no other college football.
Nobody
on at the same time. There are two other bowl games being played at the same time. You got Baylor and LSU, and you got Louisville and Washington. Louisville, the team that beat you. They're playing Washington.
We have a clear parallel between the ACC championship and the bowl, and he doesn't want to use it because nobody gave a fuck about the ACC championship. You couldn't even sell out a 60,000 seat stadium for a game that supposedly mattered.
2 hours from a shitty campus.
That's what less than 2 hours. Yeah, and a game that supposedly matters, and a playoff deciding game. You couldn't even sell out a fucking 60,000 seat stadium. South Carolina would never do that. What are you talking about?
But your bowl game matters, right? People care, right?
I guarantee we will have a better turnout at our bowl game than you had at your ACC championship.
That's fine. That's all well and good. Okay. But the reality is, as far as people watching, it actually gives a fuck about your program in Illinois. You're not going to get anywhere near what Clemson and Texas got yesterday. because your game doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. No one gives a fuck about it. No one does.
I bet you'll get the best ratings of the bowl games on that day.
Probably will.
Well, that's because you have shit bowl games that day, sir.
Do we? What are the other bowl games?
What are the bowl games?
Louisville's on there, the team that beat you.
Hold on, let's see here. Well, that's a shit bowl game. If it's not a playoff game, it's a shit game across the board.
Is it?
I'm checking it right now. Hold on. Your bowl game is New Year's Eve, right? So let's look at New Year's Eve bowl games.
You know when it is.
Yeah, of course he knows when it is. He's working that game. He's working that game. He knows exactly when it is.
And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that you guys win big and you run the ball a lot so I can get home early.
Is that what it is?
The 31st.
Kind of like Texas did versus you.
Stop it. Alabama and Michigan will draw better numbers than you. And the playoff game that night, Penn State and Boise State will draw bigger numbers than you. You might finish third. Actually, you might finish fourth. Louisville and Washington might outdraw you.
And you know what's crazy? I guarantee our tickets will be the most.
Yeah, Alabama and Michigan's running unopposed too.
Yeah, I guarantee our tickets will be the most expensive out of every game you just named.
Well, that's because they know that y'all are dumb fucks and y'all are going to show up if they're 1-11.
Oh, but it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
That's called supporting your team.
Yeah. You know what is it when the ACC championship lowers their ticket prices and y'all still don't go? What is that called?
That's the government cheese ticket program.
They're back to the buy low tickets, Kale. They're back to the fucking buy low ticket.
You guys can talk, and I'll just look at this other stuff over here.
Spend $25, get a ticket to Death Valley.
I'll bet you. We'll do a little gentleman's wager. I'll bet you $10 that your team here, your bowl matchup, won't get the TV number that the playoff matchups get. Do you want to go?
I'll bet you $50 that our stadium looks way more filled out than the ACC championship.
That's a matter of perception, sir. We're not going into that.
Do you think Upper Deck's going to be closed?
It's not hard to tell.
Do you think Upper Deck's going to be closed?
I don't know.
Okay, well then take the bet if you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know, so take the bet. I don't know either.
I'm not taking anything. I'm taking the bet on what I do know. More people care about playoff games than who gives a fuck bowl.
It's the Rob plus 50 bet. He'll take a bet when it's Clemson plus 50. You get him on even ground? Hell no. I don't know.
Clemson minus 200.
No, you're saying that your game matters here, right? Then put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, I'm saying you're saying the ACC championship mattered. Put your money where your mouth is.
We're not talking about the same.
At first, it slipped out of his mouth. He said, "Put your ball." Was he about to say, "Put your balls in my mouth"?
No, that's not what I was going to say.
I hope not.
Well, I heard money, mouth, and balls, so I didn't know what you.
I'll be happy to send you the $10 up front. That way you can send it back to me. But I'm telling you, it's just the way that it's going to be. No one gives a fuck about your game.
I think you just hate that our fan base actually is excited about our football team, and your fan base.
This is the same thing. This is the same argument he came up with a couple of years ago when Tennessee went balls deep in that ass.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
Your game wasn't important.
In one match, yeah.
All right, so let me make sure that I understand this. What you're saying, and make sure you dum-dums are in the same level here, is that your bowl game is more important than a playoff game. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay. Well, then shut the fuck up. You're already proving my point.
Now, do you want to actually hear what we're saying instead of not listening at all to anything we're saying?
I heard what you said. I heard exactly what you said. Yes,
no,
I
you
did.
didn't.
Your game's important, and it's not.
No, I said we would have more Gamecock fans come to a bowl game than Clemson had to an ACC championship playoff decider, is what I said.
Cool. And you think that of the however many people that were there at Bank of America Stadium, that 90% of them weren't Clemson fans?
No, they weren't. I saw the game. Actually, I watched the game, and I know for a fact they weren't.
Cool.
It was probably about maybe 60 to 70%.
I mean, you were there clicking guys in as they came in. Clemson fans.
Was I just watching the same game you watched and came to probably a vastly more biased?
I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but
does it hurt my feelings? You know,
does.
I could go and pull up the attendance.
Would you rather be in a playoff game instead of in the bowl game?
Would you rather have no football to look forward to or have a football game to look forward to?
I'm ready for my team to start on next season rather than
You're looking
playing
forward to next year? Well, I don't have to look forward to next year because we're still playing football.
I'm being honest with
this
you.
year.
Yeah.
This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I think that if you're an athletic director or a head coach or whatever, if you can get away with, hey, we get the extra practices, but we don't have to go play this other game, don't go. There is no benefit for any team outside of the playoff to play these games other than extra practices, because you guys are a better team than Illinois, lock, stock, and barrel. But if you go up there and you guys have your opt-outs and they beat the shit out of you 63-0, then you're going into the offseason with questions.
Because of 2 opt-outs? Come on.
I'm just saying, if something happens, like
I don't think Illinois can score 63 points.
Look, the Virginia game.
They haven't scored 63 points. Well, they did.
Rocco Mendenhall fucking shut you guys out.
Another thing, Rob, you're forgetting teams get like $10 to $15 million for these bowl appearances.
That was a must-champ team.
Get those things off anyway.
I know that's all you make in a year at the ACC. What are you talking about? That's not a lot of money.
You don't get.
What do you mean?
Look, the bowl games, they have to go away because they don't benefit the schools. Period. It's just the way
They
that
do
it
benefit.
is.
That's like 50 of them right now. It's going to be awful hard for them to go away.
Look, 17 of them are ESPN products. Go and look at them. ESPN owns them. They're nothing but TV stuff during the holidays, and it's better for programs to not play in them.
How is it better for them to not play them? Rationalize that. Go ahead.
I just told you.
No, you didn't.
Look, if you're a Gamecock fan, here's what you could do. You could say, you know what? We had what? You finished what? 8-3, 9-3, whatever it is. Okay. We had a 9-3 season. We were right there at the cusp of being a playoff team. We can go into the offseason winning our Super Bowl against Clemson and then build on that instead of and then we have to go without Kennard and without Rocket Sanders. Illinois. No, we don't need any of that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So why is everybody in the national media not praising Marshall for not playing their bowl game? Why is everybody not jumping for joy saying, "Oh, they lost their transfers and they're not playing their bowl game"? Yippee! Yippee! Good for them. That's so good for that team right there.
That's badass, bruh.
Like what?
Look, sometimes when you're a trailblazer, you piss people off.
Oh,
and I'm telling you, you get nothing from these bowl games. Nothing.
Is that what it is, Rob? So you got nothing from your playoff appearance then, right? What'd you get from your playoff appearance?
They were competing for a national title.
But you ended up with nothing, right?
You don't know anything about national titles in football. You don't.
Did you get nothing from your playoff appearance, Rob?
We got a playoff appearance.
Did you get nothing from?
They didn't even have a crowd at the Greenville airport to welcome them back.
No. Hey, but the question hasn't been answered. Did you get nothing from your playoff appearance? Not did you make a playoff?
We were competing for a national title.
Hale, did Clemson get anything from their playoff appearance?
Ass beaten. I mean,
exposed, ran down.
Yeah,
they ran down you. They ran down on you like you were a hooker from fucking.
Cool. That's great.
That's what I'm saying.
Title. Y'all are playing for fucking.
Did you actually compete for a national title though? At any point, did we think, man, Clemson might win this?
We were one of 12 teams that could win the national title after Thanksgiving. You
had Indiana treatment, dog.
You had the worst odds of any of them.
Yeah, you got Indiana treatment.
That's fine. We were still
at
there.
no point in that game did anybody say, Clemson has a real shot here. Clemson has a real shot. Like at no point did anybody say that, but you're here bloviating about, we were competing for a national championship. Like you made the fucking natty. You got bounced out in the first round.
You were competing for a national title. Tell us when you were competing for a national title. I'll wait. Okay, shut up.
Hey, tell us the last time you beat South Carolina in a football game.
Talk basketball now because you've already worn me out.
When's the last time you beat South Carolina in a football game?
You want to talk basketball or do you want to go?
No, I want to know when's the last time you beat South Carolina in a football game.
We beat South Carolina in that shithole a year ago.
A year ago. Okay. That's all I need to know. Clemson, you got shit on. Dabo owns your pussy ass. He's never going to use the transfer portal, and you're never going to call him out for it.
He's already using the transfer portal.
He's taking 3 people ain't using the transfer portal, you schmuck.
took
You
three
schmuck.
people
You
to
know
do it.
exactly what I mean. You schmuck.
Oh,
Don't bloviate.
three
Don't
people.
be pedantic. You know exactly what I mean.
You know,
You know
but
exactly
here's
what I
the other
mean.
thing.
He's
Here's
never
the
going
other
to
thing.
utilize the transfer
You
portal.
talk about using the transfer portal. He didn't. And according to 247 Sports, he had a better roster than you had.
Did he?
So,
Did that get
and you
him
guys
bounced
are-
out?
you
And
guys
did that get him bounced out in the playoffs and lost
Well,
to the same
too bad
roster?
that 24/7 Sports ranking didn't suit up and play on November 30th.
Hey, didn't 24/7 have Lenoris as a 3-star?
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay, but their opinion is almighty.
He
Their
does.
opinion is almighty.
He's the end all be all, right? Best quarterback in the history of quarterbacks,
Well,
right?
he's better than Cade.
No, he's not.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He is. He outplayed him every time he's
Got
played.
higher ceiling.
Cade
And
has
he's
zero.
younger, too.
Cade has 0 passing touchdowns versus South Carolina. 0. He's played them what 3 fucking times.
But Cade also has more playoff appearances than South Carolina's ever had.
Now, too, they weren't smart enough to put him in there in the 2022 game. They went with the ukulele. They enjoyed losing.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy the Cheez-It Bowl.
Oh, we will.
We
Enjoy
will.
the offseason. Enjoy the offseason.
You chopped up for the offseason, man.
Yeah, I know you are. Get ready for next year, man. You got LSU to look forward to. We got this year to look forward to.
Oh, Lord, that's a paddling.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, Tennessee, you got dog walk. Listen, Tennessee, Clemson, you all got the Indiana treatment. Ain't none of those games are close. You're all fucking
Billy's
frauds.
still over there in the chat. Billy, make sure you keep track of this so we can laugh at them if they lose to
Billy,
Illinois.
hey, Billy, the same one who ran the second you said my name. You want him to keep track of anything? This dude's a fucking raccoon in the night. The second you shine a light on him, he runs for the fucking hedges. Nobody. What are we going on about? Billy's irrelevant at this point.
He
He's
took off
scared of
like the
confrontation.
milkman when husband got home.
I'm telling you, like this dude, the second anyone who gives him any type of pushback, oh, I'm gone. Just like they thought Dylan Sampson was going to do last night. Why the hell didn't he play? By the way, does anybody know that?
Got hurt.
I saw he was hurt. What happened? with that?
Apparently, John Hopeful said he got banged up against Vanderbilt late in the game.
Is that what it was?
Gotta watch out for those Commodores.
Yeah,
well,
they'll
had
cut your knees out from
174.
under
Why
you.
the hell didn't they just bench him? Weren't they up big in that game? Or am I tripping? I didn't even watch
Yeah,
that game.
because they don't have any depth at running back, so they continue to just use him all the time. But then last night against Ohio State, they had one kid rush 10 times for 77 yards. That's pretty dang good. I mean, that
Seems
looks
like,
like that's someone you could have used to
Versus Vanderbilt, yeah.
not have to have him carry the load, but he got hurt late in the Vandy game, and I think he rushed last night 2 times for like 4 yards.
Well, I don't ever wish for injuries, but you do kind of, if you're running the same fucking running back all year long with no rotation, you kind of got to expect that at some point. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Yeah, that's what happened to Marcus Lattimore.
You've been on here for like 15 minutes, and you finally said something that is viable. I completely agree with you on that.
All right. Well, hey, listen, go Gamecocks. All right. Double D Bielema. You're starting to get the hate now. We're coming for you. Listen, I watch college football. I legitimately cannot name a single player on Illinois' team. And
I know their quarterback, Luke Altmaier.
Luke Altmaier. Does Luke Altmaier strike fear in your heart, Kale? Luke Altmaier.
I know about their wide receiver Brian. I think he's got like 50 catches on the year. I read
That's not bad. 50
Did
catches.
he opt out?
Yep.
Did he?
Okay, well, if he opted out, then you're exactly right. I knew about Altmaier and Brian.
I can't name a single player on their fucking team. All I know is Brett Bielema needs a big ass bra for when Shane Beamer comes in and absolutely embarrasses this fool. All right, go Gamecocks.
What do you think might happen first? Brett Bielema seizes Peter, or Illinois wins a Cheez-It Bowl?
Well, listen, they make stair machines. All right, he could always get on the rower. You know, I think there's. What'd you say, Rob?
Are you going to the game?
I wish I could. I can't afford the damn tickets. They're like $120. Plus, you got to pay for a fucking hotel. That's more than I paid to go to Vanderbilt. That's more than I paid for Missouri. That's more than I paid for ODU.
Do the college kid thing and buy The tickets will go down. Just drive down that morning and drive back.
Well, that's what the thing is. I try not to go. I have like a ceiling. I try not to pay more than like $80 for a college football game. That's kind of where I put my limit. Yeah, that if I can get it for more or less around $80-$90, I'll go. But
the T Sipper says for $100, if you can't afford $120, you're a broke scrub.
Is that what it is, T Sipper? Why don't you go buy your kids some fucking diapers instead of worrying about purchasing college football tickets? How about that? How about
this kid running around with a shitty ass or something?
That's what I'm saying. Go buy your kids some fucking diapers and applesauce and quit worrying about purchasing college football tickets. That's why Tennessee is one of the brokest states in the fucking union. All you folks are paying into that talent tax. I mean, what do you expect? That's the Tennessee man. These are the people who pioneered.
T Sipper's a Texas man.
Oh, is it? Enough said. It's a Texas man. My bad. It's only like Texas fucking like. Go buy fucking Lion, dude. Like Texas is the state of needless spending, and you're over here bitching about me about budgeting money. Go buy a fucking Lion. Go buy your kids some diapers, all right? You're a fucking loser. Dude, you got 15 YouTube accounts, you schmuck. I've blocked you like 4 times, and you came back each time with a new YouTube account.
Why are you blocking the Mad T-Sipper?
Because Kale will know this dude spams bullshit.
15 accounts.
He's got like 15 fucking accounts, and he's over here talking about endless money. You got endless
Damn, I don't have enough energy to make that.
I'm telling you.
T-Sipper, if you have endless money, buy Peckerhead a ticket so you can go to the game.
He's got endless money, and yet I've never seen a super chat from Mad T-Sipper. That's crazy. Hey, how many super chats do I send in? I send about 1 a stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I've
never
seen
a pretty good average.
That's crazy. But T-Sipper, I've never – maybe I'm crazy, but I've never seen you send anything, Mr. Endless Money.
You're on the wall of fame. If I had one of those things like Tennessee Booger Pot, one of the tickers – that runs down below, you'd be on it.
You got there like Peg and Megan and Big Barney Ross are up there, like they got.
Yeah, I even send y'all occasional private Venmos just so y'all don't get that tax, just so you don't get the tax. All right.
How dare you also want to scrub? You need to rethink your life choices and how you treat other people. Yeah, Martin.
Who's he even talking to? Is he talking to T-Sipper?
I think so.
Well. Hey, if he's talking to T-Sipper, I agree with Martin. But listen, I've talked enough. You got somebody behind me? I hope so. If not, I'll go a little longer. You got someone behind me, Rob?
No, we're going to finish up because it's late.
Okay. Let's finish up. Hey, go Gamecocks, all right? Fuck you, Double D Bielema. We're coming for you. Neither me nor Rob. Apparently, Kale can. But neither me nor Rob can name a single player on your team. You're a bunch of schmucks. You're a bunch of fucking polo players. Where even is Illinois? Is their campus isn't in Chicago? I don't fucking know.
It's in Champaign.
Nobody knows anything about your fucking school. You're a bunch of losers. You're perennial average is what you are. You're perennial.
Dick Butkus went there. They're in Champaign, Illinois.
My bad. Dick Butkus went there. My bad. All right. Go Gamecocks.
I link here because he says he wants to get on. I'm going to give you 90 seconds to log in, sir.
Who's that? T-Sipper?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Y'all take care. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Have a good evening to that.
Anyway, Jackpot, now's the time to tell people we're not doing a show on Christmas night.
Yeah, we're going to take off on Wednesday night. We'll be back at it next Sunday. That would be the 29th.
29th, yep.
Listen.
Yeah. So we'll be back. We'll break down the Gamecocks versus Illinois. I'll do some more research on them between now and then, see if I can get on the Illinois 24/7 message board. What is it? Illini Central or whatever they call it over there.
Mr.
Illinois.
Did you call to buy Peckerhead a ticket to the bowl game since you have?
I will totally buy him and whatever girl he's fucking right now a ticket to whatever shitty bowl game I don't even know what game they're playing.
They're in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, sir.
The Cheez-Its Bowl. Great bowl. Great fucking bowl. I will buy him.
It was the most sought after bowl game of all bowl games.
Do I
whatever girl or guy he's fucking right now? I will buy them a ticket.
Post your
because you don't know.
We can have Peckerhead, and we'll go from there. He said he's going to do it. Let's see if he does.
Anyway, look. I don't know why everybody hates me so bad. Look,
Nobody
I'm
hates
just a college football shit talker, man. I love to talk
nobody
shit. I love
hates
to
you,
have
man.
fun.
Nobody hates you.
I love Carolina Jackpot. I watch all of his videos, all of his streams. I love this dude. I give him shit, but I don't want the dude to hate me. I don't want any of you guys to hate me.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, there are people that that sometimes take things personally, and it's not.
Look, I'm a dad. I have 3 kids. Okay, I'm not a complete piece of shit. Right? I'm a career man. I'm a dad. I just love college football. I love talking shit, and I love to have fun. And this is like this is a place where I can really just talk shit and have fun. And that's what I do. And I don't want people to hate me. I just a fun-loving dude.
But it's nice of you to bring that out of the holiday season, sir.
But I will totally buy him and whoever else a ticket. Just send me his information. If he can't afford it, I don't know how to get a hold of
Merry
you. Christmas.
Merry
fucking Christmas.
He's gonna post his info right here, and we'll see if you're. He's gonna post his Venmo or Cash App right there in the comment section. You can do that, and then the links can go from there.
He better show up. What are you doing, or Kale? He's
gonna post the link. He's gonna post the link right there, and we have a verbal record. This show's podcast and everything, so it'll be right there, and we'll see if you're the guy you are, man. There you go.
Of course I am. I'm a good dude. I know I've come across as an asshole, but I'm really not. All right, I'm a good dude.
Well, that would be awesome if you did. Bird Tolly, Bird Tolly, Bird that flies his plane tickets.
I tell you,
if driving distance.
There's his Venmo right there. You can see it right there in the comments section. And I tell you what, if you buy him a ticket and he goes, when he comes back and does his report on the Gamecocks or whatever, we're gonna make him say, "I went to the bowl game because of the Mad Tea Sipper. It was sponsored by the Mad Tea Sipper." So we'll have fun with it either way. There you go.
SEC Bias, that's a beautiful dog in your profile picture.
Billy says he'll use the money to buy fentanyl. No, he won't. Stop it. Well, there you go.
But
Thank you,
hey,
Sipper.
I'm getting off here. I got work in the morning.
Fentanyl.
Let us know about how that works there, buddy. We appreciate you, T Zipper.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night.
There you go. His name is there. There you go from there. Maybe he's in the holiday spirit and he'll send Peckerhead to the bowl game. Who knows?
Well, then, yeah.
That would be funny. I don't know what Jackpot's doing over there. Anyway.
Well, I was looking at what they were doing there.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out. He says, hang on a second. We'll see. He wants us to hang on a second. Let's see if he's going to send them the money. We got a minute here. See if that goes through. That would be some funny shit. It's like Christmas time. If that goes about, that's hilarious.
What are you talking about? That's like $200, $250.
Yeah, but he talks shit to Peckerhead every time he comes on here. Now he's like, screw you. I'm going to send you to a bowl game.
I'll look that up.
Andy says this is like a Make-A-Wish. He says the link isn't working. Oh no, I don't know about all that.
I clicked the link and his Venmo. His thing came up. It says Andrew. It says sign on to pay this person.
He says he's got to turn his VPN off. So hold on, let's see if it works.
I don't know nothing about that right there.
Well, if he has a VPN on, that may affect. I don't know. I don't know much about VPNs, but anyway, Jackpot. So we'll have we're not gonna have a show on Wednesday.
The cheapest you can get a ticket for $78. It's not 100 and something.
That's why he said they were the most expensive tickets out there. I don't know.
I don't know.
Are you saying that Peckerhead's a liar?
What's that?
Are we calling Peckerhead?
No, I'm not saying he's a liar. I'm saying he may have been fed some inaccurate information there.
Oh, fair enough.
That's all. What? Nothing he did.
Funny.
Dandy said you got to consider the fees. That's true. There are fees involved in that. So, I mean, it could very well. He's right.
Harry says you have to have a static IP for it to work. So we will see how that works out. But anyway, we're seeing if this is going to happen here. We're going to give him a minute here, and then we're going to sign off. But
what are we waiting on?
Well, we're waiting to see if he pulls through and sends that to Peckerhead here in a second. But anyway, we'll see. We'll let you know how he says. Hold on a second. And Jackpot, if you need to go, you can go. I know Jackpot's got to get up way early.
SEC Dog says, have I given Rob a participation trophy yet? You know, he was actually pretty well behaved tonight. So,
yeah, I was well behaved for the holidays. Anyway, yeah, so we got hopefully that'll happen. We'll see if that works out for the Mad Tea Sipper and Peckerhead. Peckerhead, you better go to this damn bowl game. He gives you the money for it. So, all right. Well, we'll see if that works out. Jackpot, Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Merry Christmas, Rob.
And we shall see you guys later.
Merry Christmas, gang. Y'all have a good one.
Mm-hmm.